Hi there, and thank you for joining me today. I'm excited to give you a brief introduction to our cloud application platform. Let's get started. Our platform covers not only all your hosting needs, but all your DevOps needs as well. It's a single tool that covers the application lifecycle from development to production and scaling. You only need to write your code, include some YAML configuration that specifies your desired infrastructure, and commit to Git and push. No need for manual setups. The web server is already set up and configured, as is any database, search engine, or cache mechanism that you specify. Every branch you push can be made into a fully independent environment, complete with your application code, a copy of the database, a copy of your search index, a copy of your user files, everything. Its automatically generated URL can be sent to stakeholders or automated CI systems. It really is, what would my site look like if I merged this to production every time you make a change? You can use these concepts to replicate a traditional environment, staging, production workflow, or even to give every feature its own effective preview environment before merging to production directly. So let's set up a project from here on the console and see this in action. What is a project? A project is mapped to a Git repository containing infrastructure configuration in YAML. A project can contain multiple applications and data services that run in their own isolated containers. Each project branch will be deployed into its own environment, cloning all the containers and their data. So now we will select Create Project, and you'll see that from this screen we'll have several different options what we can build. You can either start from a blank repository, where you can optionally also connect your existing GitHub, GitLab, or Bitbucket repository, or you can start from one of our templates. As you can see here, we support various applications, technologies, and architectures. So even if you use one specific technology today, we cover you for future experiments. Check out our documentation for a complete list of supported runtimes and services. We must then choose the region to deploy the project to. We have several global regions available on the major hyperscalers, AWS, GCP, and Azure, and some sovereign option in France called OVH. As you note, there is an energy grid carbon intensity notification underneath those regions. At Platform.sh, we are committed to reducing our environmental impact as well as that of our clients. Whenever you create a project with us, we will provide you with the information about the electricity grid power for that region. You can view the average carbon intensity of the energy grid in grams of CO2 equivalent per kilowatt hour. These data sets are sourced from an annual average, which we update as new information becomes available. New regions have and can be opened as business opportunities arise. If you have a specific regional requirement, please let us know. For our demo today, we will select Switzerland. We can now push our codebase and configuration now that we have created our project. As the first step, I'll connect my local Git repository with the Platform.sh one. As said before, you can also set up integrations with hosted Git repositories. Now I can push my code. As it builds and deploys our example, let's check the infrastructure as code YAML configuration that we mentioned before. In the application YAML file, we can see that we are running PHP 8.4 for this demo. This is a predefined single runtime image, so we don't have to worry about installing an operating system, configuring the runtime, securing the network, creating backup schedules, etc. This is all already done for me. And with every deployment of my application, I will get an up-to-date PHP 8.4 version with the latest bug and security fixes included. Note that you can also run multiple applications in the same project, for example, for a headless application use case. The services YAML defines the kind of database, search engine, key value store, etc. that I want to use. Following what we just learned before, we don't have to think about the details on how to set this up, but we can just add a few YAML lines, like so, to add a new Redis service in this example. Lastly, we have a routes YAML to control the incoming traffic, handle redirects, or caching configuration. Of course, Platform.sh will automatically secure our site using Let's Encrypt certificates that also renew automatically. Let's have a look now if our initial deployment is already finished. As you can see, our project has finished deploying, and we can go back to our console and open the demo app directly from our unique URL. Nice. But now, let me show you one of the most powerful features to work smarter together, streamline debugging and testing, and also improve experiences for end users more often, our preview environments. By creating a new branch, either in the console or via Git, Platform.sh will create a new environment for me, a complete replication of our production environment. This means that all contents from the database, all the uploaded files, my search indexes, etc. will be accessible on its own isolated containers and a dedicated URL just for this environment. I can now go back to my local machine and make modifications to my code and push those changes back to Platform.sh, which will then automatically update the preview environment to showcase these changes. By sharing this URL with relevant stakeholders, technical or non-technical, I'm immediately in a position to collect feedback and iterate on those changes that I just done. This means we can deploy in smaller increments, we can deploy more often, we can collect feedback quicker, and ultimately generate more value to our end users and our business needs much quicker. I hope that this introduction was useful to you. If you want to learn more, we are looking forward to get in touch with you soon.